Thank you for joining us here this afternoon as we remember and celebrate the life of Vivian Quon, a devoted daughter, a loving sister, a doting aunt, apparently. We'll get into that in a few moments, but also a wonderful friend and colleague. On the one hand, we come with a deep sense of sorrow because our lives and our community is poorer for her loss. On the other hand, we also come with a sense of thanksgiving and gratitude and celebration for a wonderful life well lived. We can give thanks for Vivian and for her amazing life and all that she meant to us. We can remember and celebrate all those stories we can tell. We can share our memories. Our sorrow is real because our loss is real. But we also know that she is in a place where sorrows and tears will never touch her again. This time I'll invite her niece and nephew, Paris and Xavier, to come and to share.
Auntie Vivian was born on January 1st, 1959, the year of the pig in the Chinese calendar. It is said that people born in the year of the pig are gentle, generous, hardworking, social, and devoted. Auntie Vivian was all of these things and more. She was the third child born to Frank and Marjorie Quon and little sister to Phil and Richard. She was expected to arrive sometime in January, but on the evening of December 31st, she let her mom and dad know that it was time to leave the party they were attending and get back to the hospital. She was born January 1st and was crowned the first baby of 1959. It was likely the first and last time Auntie Vivian ever inconvenienced anyone.
Auntie Vivian was a gentle person. She was a quiet and reserved, and perhaps even hard to know. To describe who she was, it might be easier to describe who she wasn't. Auntie Vivian was not a complainer. She did not criticize. She never gossiped. She did not ever raise her voice. She did not seek to be the center of attention. She did not monopolize conversations and was never boastful about her accomplishments or possessions.
Auntie Vivian was generous. Gift giving was one of her superpowers. All you had to do was casually mention that you liked a particular treat, pie, or soft drinks, or perhaps you even liked a certain brand of shoe or style of clothes, and she would quietly file that in her memory. Needless to say, she always nailed Christmas and birthdays, always having the perfect gift.
Auntie Vivian was extremely hardworking. Her achievements began at school. Auntie Vivian was a dedicated student and in grade 12 graduated with the highest marks among her female classmates. She attended college to study business and eventually ended up working for the Palliser School Division board office. Working was her passion, and she often went in early, stayed late, dropped in on weekends. She retired last year after working 35 years.
Although Auntie was quiet, she had a social side. For many years, she enjoyed playing recreational softball and excelled at 10-pin bowling. As we discovered, she had a drawer full of awards for most improved, highest average, highest score, and the list goes on. Truly, some of her happiest times was with her bowling team.
And lastly, Auntie was devoted. She was the best aunt anyone could have asked for. She would often pick us up from school at St. Martha's Elementary. She would show up with New York fries and let us play in the playground until it was time to go home. Often she would show up with an extra cup of fries so we could share with our friends that were also staying late. She took us to every single Disney and Pixar movie that came to town. She showered us with little stuffed animals and toys weekly. I mean, you couldn't show up to her house without something just being there, you know. And it was funny, we'd go to a Harry Potter movie in the theaters, and then as soon as it showed up on DVD, it was right there at the next dinner. She didn't miss a beat. She would go into the house to get us a drink. Oh, sorry, I skipped a line. There was a core memory of mine is when she would let us play in her car, and it would just be out front of her house, and you know, it would just be on the driveway, and she would go into the house and get us a drink, and she'd come back out, and you know, she'd say, you know, like, hope you guys didn't go anywhere, and and you know, of course, we'd come back with, oh yeah, you know, you should have seen it. We ran to Toys R Us and we went to the mall, and it was cute.
Her devotion to her mother was unparalleled. The two were lifelong companions and stood together until the end. Whether it was weekly grocery shopping or their semi-annual trips to Calgary, Auntie Vivian was prepared to take her mom anywhere she wanted to go. Auntie's greatest sorrow was the thought of leaving her mother behind.
Our Auntie Vivian was rarely ever sick, so her illness came as quite a shock to all of us. She fought bravely and kept her hopes high. Though she is gone, she'll be forever remembered, and it will be in the smallest of things. I invite you to think of her when you experience some of the things she liked.
A bottle of root beer or orange crush,
A delicious hot pot at modern Chinese restaurant,
a trip through Chinatown in Calgary,
wandering through the bakery and TNT Market,
a near-perfect game at the bowling alley,
celebrating with family at Tony Roma's,
or watching the championship curling or Toronto Blue Jays on the TV. This Wednesday, we celebrated the Chinese New Year and ushered the Year of the Snake. It is said that the Year of the Snake is the year of transformation. It offers the opportunity to shed bad habits and don a new skin. Today we honor the passing of our Auntie Vivian from this world to the next. The transformation from mortality to eternity, from a place of pain and suffering to the land of peace and bliss.
Godspeed, Auntie Vivian, till we meet again.
Thank you, Xavier and Paris. This time I'll invite two of Vivian's colleagues from the school board, Marlis and Wendy, to come and share.
Okay, it's going to be hard. Vivian will be missed by many hearts she touched over the years, mine being one of them. When I started out working at Palliser 10 years ago, I was fortunate to become a part of a fantastic HR and payroll team that included Vivian. Starting a new job is always a little daunting, but Vivian's warm and welcoming nature made the transformation smooth. She was a terrific mentor and was always ready to help with any question or task I brought to her. Vivian's dedication to her job was evident in every detail. I often teased her about starting on the Christmas tree garland early as she meticulously worked at her desk, adding numbers on her adding machine to ensure everything was perfectly balanced. The paper on the paper trail over the edge of her desk into a pile on the floor. Vivian's hard work and thoughtfulness will continue to leave an imprint on our lives for years to come. For example, this morning I went to update our annual calendar, only to discover that Vivian had already prepared future calendars for us all the way through to the year 2047-48. Vivian took immense pride in her involvement with the social committee, always organizing meals or social events for us to enjoy in the evenings. Whether it was axe throwing, laser tag, or another round of Survivor, she always had something exciting planned. Her thoughtfulness extended beyond work. She frequently brought treats to the office, tried to win us the big lottery, and even took care of my plants, what thrived on her green thumb. Vivian was genuinely interested in the lives of her colleagues, often asking about family and sharing in the excitement of my grandkids' milestones. Vivian will always be remembered as hardworking, caring, kind-hearted friend and colleague. I will always cherish my memories of working together on pay runs, attending the tree conferences with her, enjoying the special events she organized, or just going out for dinner with the family or the team. Her legacy of dedication, kindness, and friendship will remain in our hearts forever.
I'm very honored to be speaking to you today, as Vivian was a dear friend of mine. Words cannot express how deeply saddened I was to hear of her recent passing. Vivian was quite private and did not want others to feel sorry for her, as she courageously battled over the past year. We stayed in touch with texts and occasional visits, of course, when she was feeling up to it. Vivian trained me back in 2013 when I first started at Palliser in the payroll department. And reflecting over the past week, I've shared many a story with friends and co-workers about how Viv impacted my life. And one of those stories involved my training. It brought us a smile both to my friends and my colleagues, so I thought I'd share it with you today. As you know, Vivian was extremely detailed and took immense pride in her work, and to me, a new hire, I was amazed at how knowledgeable and expeditious she was. Not a penny was unaccounted for, ever. In the very early days, Viv would sit with me and walk me through the old Bellamy program that we used, and the reams and reams and reams of timesheets that I would have to enter manually, then file every 2 weeks. I took detailed notes. I created a manual of sorts for myself. And Vivian would say to me, "Why are you writing all that down?" So my reply was, "So that I don't have to bother you every time I have a question." And her response to me, "Well, why can't you just remember everything?" The manual was 3 inches thick. Yeah, we spent many a weekend together at work, feverishly entering data so the employees would be paid accurately and on time. She would have her DQ shake, and I always had my Diet Pepsi. And we typed and calculated the days away, sharing stories and building a rapport. Vivian always spoke about her niece and nephew and how proud she was of them. During one of our chats, she told me she didn't have any friends. And my heart broke, and I reassured her that she indeed had oodles of friends. And I let her know that I was very honored to be her friend. And I never heard her say that again. I can't see. Vivian was a dear friend to all, thoughtful and kind, always interested in how my husband and daughters were doing, asking about my 2 puppies. She would come to my house for wine night with the ladies, and my old chocolate lab, Ella, would try and sneak food from Vivian's plate. I think she got a kick out of that. She'd tell Ella, "Go away, Ella, go away." 2 minutes later, Ella would be eating cheese from Vivian. Vivian was always bringing little gifts and food to share, particularly the autumn crisp grapes. I think she spent a small fortune on grapes for everyone. She loved to share with us when the sales were on and where exactly to go and to get more, and it was cute. Recently, my 17-year-old chocolate lab, Ella, passed away, and Vivian brought me the most beautiful bouquet and note, despite the fact she was not feeling well. I wanted to give her a big hug, but she graciously declined. Vivian and I spent the past 12 years cultivating and tending to our friendship. Like many of her friends and colleagues here, I know she has left an indelible mark on my heart, and I'm sure she has on each and every one of us here today. Thank you, Viv, for your friendship. I'm going to miss you. And lastly, my heartfelt condolences to the Quon family.
is not where it ends. I will carry you with me. Yeah, yeah. I will see you again. Oh, this is not where it ends. I will carry you with me. Oh, till I see you again.
I think if Vivian was concerned about not having enough friends, the fact that all of you are here today is a remarkable testimony just to how much impact Vivian did have in the community, at work, in her family. I think Galaxy Bowl will probably be in need of some encouragement and help over the next little while, so if some of you like to bowl, I'm sure they'd appreciate the little extra love as well. Vivian, from what we've heard today, was a wonderful person who encouraged and supported people in so many different ways. It's great to hear about her love of root beer and orange crush and hot pot, TNT. We need a TNT in Lethbridge. That was one thing she left undone, was getting a TNT in Lethbridge. Bowling, Tony Roma's. The Blue Jays are down a fan, so someone else might want to step up there as well. Chinatown and Calgary as well. So as you reflect on all of your memories of Vivian, tell those stories of how she made a difference in your life. And perhaps there's people around you that might feel that they kind of need an extra friend or two, and make sure you take the time to let them know that you're their friend, and they're your friend as well, and you're their friend. And don't put it off letting people know that you love them and care for them. One of the things that the family was talking about this morning was how often Vivian would be in touch with them, encouraging them and letting them know of her care. And take those memories you have of her, those qualities of her life that you admire the most, and make them part of who you are as well, so that you can keep her memory alive. I love the fact that she was one of those people who never complained or criticized or had to be the center of attention, but instead was one of those generous saints who cared for others, who worked hard and was devoted to her family and her friends. And one of the ways that we can keep her memory alive going forward is to take some of those qualities that we admired most in her and make them part of our lives as well. And if you have a little extra time, you can plan your calendar to 2047 and 2048. That would probably be very appropriate as well, just to get everything in order. So as we conclude today, there will be a reception at the Modern Chinese Restaurant, which is right across from Chapters on 1st Avenue and 7th Street. In a few moments, first the family will go for a private graveside, and then they will join you there, but you're welcome to go to Modern Chinese in the meantime. I invite you to please stand. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rains fall soft upon your fields, and until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen.
you.